He suddenly found out the secret that his mother had been hiding for many years. As soon as his father went to work abroad, his mother would change into a sexy underwear and entrust them to the neighbors. So he secretly went out. After a few times, the girl can probably guess who his mother went to see. In order to confirm his thoughts, he first called the beauty salon where his mother often went. He found out that his mother hadn't been there for a long time, so he called his mother's distant cousin again. A few seconds later, the phone was connected. But as soon as the girl spoke, the other party hung up the phone in a panic. With such a guilty conscience, the girl can basically be sure that the other party is his mother. The hatred filled the girl's heart. In order to take revenge on this irresponsible woman, the girl filled the bathtub with water and then tricked her brother into coming over. Before he noticed, he put his head into the water. No matter how his brother resisted and struggled, the girl never let go. Until his brother was completely out of breath, he called his mother slowly. He said that his brother accidentally fell into the bathtub because no one took care of him. The woman was so scared that she hurriedly put on her clothes. She told her cousin to hurry up and send her to the hospital. On the way, because the woman was constantly rushing, her cousin was too anxious. As a result, an accident happened. After this incident, the woman not only lost her love, but also divorced her husband. She didn't even get her daughter's custody. She became alone from then on, but the woman didn't give up because of this. Instead, she thought about what to do next. She was unusually excited. She first found a blind man and rented an attic from him. Then she set up her cousin's tombstone in the room and lit 3 candles and put on that sexy pajamas again. Since that day, the landlord can always hear the happy laughter of the woman upstairs. At first, the landlord thought that the woman was secretly dating a man. This made her a little angry. She clearly said that she would only live with one person. She was about to go upstairs to question, but when she walked up the stairs, she suddenly remembered that she only heard the voice of the woman from beginning to end. She never heard the voice of a man. In order to avoid misunderstanding, she waited until nightfall. The landlord tied a string at the door of the house. When the woman's laughter resounded again, the landlord hurried to check the string. But he found that the string was intact, but this is the only exit to the attic. A beam of coolness swept all over her body, but this also made the landlord curious about the woman. So the next day, he found a friend he knew and asked him to investigate the woman. Not long after, there was news. The landlord just knew what the woman had been through. He thought she might not be able to stand such a blow. So every night, he thought to himself, thinking that the landlord had decided to open one eye and close the other. Such a peaceful life lasted for a few days. A little girl suddenly visited. She claimed to be the woman's daughter and said she had an important gift to give to her mother. The landlord didn't think much and just took the key from the drawer and gave it to the girl. The landlord thought this was a small matter. But when the woman came back, he saw the slight changes in the room and was furious. He threw his son's wool on the bed angrily and went to ask the landlord if his daughter had been here. The landlord's answer was unclear. At first, he thought the girl had given the wrong gift. But the woman warned the landlord seriously. She clearly said no one was allowed to enter her room. Why didn't the landlord keep his promise? If there was a next time, he would definitely move out of here. As soon as the woman walked out of the house, the landlord would sneak into her room and search her bed. But for a moment, he felt a strange object under the pillow. The landlord picked it up in confusion. But because he couldn't see clearly, he could only use his fingers to constantly identify it. He found that this thing seemed to be a person's ear. The landlord was shocked. Suddenly, he thought of something. He hurriedly walked to the refrigerator. As expected, he found that the freezer was locked. He used all kinds of methods, but failed to open it. It seems that in order to hide his secret, the woman has put a lot of effort on the lock. But the landlord did not give up. He quietly hid in the hidden place. When it was night, the woman opened the refrigerator with a loud voice and took out what was hidden in it. Then she went back to her room satisfactorily. The landlord took advantage of this time to quietly put a toothpick in the lock. The woman didn't know about it. When he put his treasure in the lock, he went to the lock without hesitation. During this period, the landlord didn't dare to breathe. Until it was completely quiet around him, the landlord dared to walk out. He opened the lock without much effort. Then he dared to touch the lock in the refrigerator. He didn't expect to touch a person's head. The landlord remembered the news he saw some time ago. The man's head was cut off on the spot. I think the woman couldn't accept such a reality, so he kept the lover's head until now. The landlord hesitated for a while and decided to stop the woman from going wrong again. He called the woman's ex-husband. He said the woman's mental state was unstable. He needed someone to take good care of her, but the ex-husband said he and the woman had divorced a long time ago. He didn't want to ask about her anymore. He hung up the phone after saying that. The girl happened to hear the conversation between the two. When she thought that her mother's life was very comfortable now, she was very upset. So she came to the door again, but this time, the landlord didn't let her go to the attic again. The girl was very upset and pretended to run out. In fact, she was hiding in the corner. When the landlord returned to the study, he quietly took the key. He successfully went to the attic. He accidentally saw the head in the fridge. When he thought that his mother had such a strange disease, the girl was very excited. When his mother came back at night, the girl said to him to cook vegetable soup for them. The woman thought that his daughter was sensible, until he ate his lover's ears in the soup. He dared not look at his daughter with confidence. When he saw the cunning smile on his face, the woman felt sick. He went to the toilet and vomited continuously, then he took some sedatives. When he saw his mother like this, his daughter was in a good mood, but it wasn't enough. In order to stimulate his mother even more, the girl confessed the fact that he killed his brother. In order to take revenge on his mother's irresponsibility to the family, the woman was shocked after hearing it. Her spirit became extremely unstable. She tried her best to pinch the girl's neck. Until the other party was out of breath, she just stopped. At the end of the film, the woman changed into that sexy pajamas again. She took the lover's head out of the fridge, then she lied quietly on the bed with him. After a while, the landlord heard the laughter of the woman on the attic again.